Are you ready to step into a world where creativity is rewarded? Introducing Finesse, the revolutionary play-to-earn game series, brought to you by the Jot Art in collaboration with groundbreaking Lightosphere Network. In Finesse, you're not just a player, but a true artist. Unleash your imagination as you paint vibrant landscapes, design awe-inspiring characters, and create mesmerizing worlds, all within a game. Click the top.
Very special edition of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. We got a special guest in the building, Ronnie Bo's on the podcast this afternoon. What's good with your family? How you feeling?
More good other than this. I got shot about a week ago.
Damn,
Seen that.
Got shot in the shoulder, so got a little. I'm feeling a little pain over there, but other than that, I'm in good spirit.
well, good. It's good to hear that you good, that you alive. You all right, man? Given all that shit that's going on, man. Thank God that you here with us and you're able to talk to us, man. So, get the people a little bit of an introduction for those who don't know who you are. Let the people know who we're about to speak with for a little while right now.
But I just tell everybody, I'm God's son. My name Ronnie Bo. I'm a book author. I got a few books published available to the world everywhere books are sold. I'm also a songwriter and recording artist. More so in the hip hop genre, So I mean, I think that about sums up who Ronnie Bo is, other than, I've been locked up a bunch of times for street shit, but other than that, just God, another one of God's sons, like us all.
For sure, man. And I seen as of late, I would say a couple of months ago, you came on the scene, and pretty much you were locked up with R. Kelly. So you did a lot of interviews on a lot of different platforms, and you were able to tell your story about your encounter with R. Kelly. So let's kind of just start there, if you may, man. You say you was in MCC, Chicago. Tell us about the first day, if you can, you met R. Kelly.
The first day I met him, he was in the building for a while before I met him. But the day that I met him, I had got called down to the medical unit, and he had got called down around the same time. He was on Unit 19 at that time, and I was on Unit 15. We both knew who each other was, prior to meeting, because like I was one of the guys who was pushing for him to get on general population. When he came through the door, he was on protective custody. So I put the word in for him, let him know he'd be safe on general population with us. A few other guys did, and that's how he was familiar with my name. So when I introduced myself, he knew who I was, and of course, I already knew who he was because he probably the biggest name in music. One of the most successful people in music, not just R&B, but there's somebody who wrote for Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So before meeting R. Kelly, what was your? I mean, obviously, you sound like you rock with R. Kelly, given his music and stuff. But obviously, all the rumors and everything that was going on, circulating around him for the decades that they were going on. What was your thoughts about him as a man before meeting him?
Well, I grew up in a household where, my mama, even my dad, they play R. Kelly more than probably anybody else. So, and then when I graduated from elementary school, the class had to sing "I Believe I Can Fly,"
Yeah,
for as part of our graduation
me
ceremony.
too. Yeah.
So of course I was I admired him, just like how we admire any other celebrity, who produced inspirational music, somebody we grew up listening to. And I was hearing about everything from surviving R. Kelly already, but I'm the type of nigga, basically, like, I think about what happened to Tupac. He was framed as a rapist. Mike Tyson was framed as a rapist. Bill Cosby was. Kobe Bryant was framed as a rapist. So, I take a lot of things like that into consideration, and just being locked up, most of my life, unfortunately, the fortunate part of that is I ended up around a lot of conscious black men. You know, I was going through the system at an early age, and you know, it was people who've been down 10, 20, even 30 years, you know what I mean, who just opened my mind about how this government been oppressing our people, you know, from since slavery. So when I see a black man in the media getting bashed like that, I'm not so easily influenced to believe that the shit is true. You know what I mean? Like I never believed that it was true. So I overlooked all that, you know, and I just seen him as R. Kelly, the king of R&B. You know what I mean? And that's how I embraced him.
Right. Now I heard, in a previous interview that you did, you said that he was just like any other prisoner. Take us to, meeting him again and then finally, opening up, introducing yourself to him and having conversations with him.
Well, when I introduced myself, I just let him know, my name is Ronnie Bo, of course.
Hmm.
Uh, my lady friend Kayla had wrote me like a week before that. I got a letter from her a week before I actually ran into him, and she was saying like, "Yeah, I heard you in there with R. Kelly. When you see him, tell him I said I love him and all that." So, when I braced him, I brought that up, and we just laughed and joked about that. And
Right.
that was basically it. I wanted to write a book about him because I already had my other two books out of Value of the Vagina and the Holy Trap Scriptures, and they do okay. But when I approached R. Kelly with the idea to write a book about him, I told him I didn't even want no royalties or no income from it. I just wanted to establish myself as an author. And I set up the agreement to where he would have received all the royalties and all the income because I just I just knew how big it would have became if he could have got his side of the story out to the world in an articulate way. So
Right.
I wanted to be the one to do that. So that's 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 basically what a lot of our discussions was about. Other than some of the inner workings in the music industry. I always had dreams to be a rap star.
Uh-huh.
Always wanted to be in that industry. So to meet somebody that big, I wanted to know like, is these type of things true? As far as what I'm saying, people selling out, selling their souls, and having to do all type of ignoble shit to advance in that industry. So I had those type of discussions with him.
Hmm.
Now, given R. Kelly's iconic stature, and then given what he's been through, we can assume that his trust is probably out the window. He probably don't trust many people because of what he's been through. Talk about how when he started beginning to share with you, why he trusted in you to relay some of the information that he relayed on you and giving you the autonomy to write a book about him.
Well, he didn't. I don't believe he did trust me initially. I mean,
Hmm.
gradually, yeah, he became to trust me a little more.
Right.
Gradually, a little more and more. But for those who don't know, man, this is a dude who been fucked over by everybody close to him. Whether
Yeah.
whether they stole money from him or tricked him into contracts or you know got paid by these surviving R. Kelly producers to say that he was doing all type of weird shit. You know what I mean? So you know, and then there was an incident in there. El Chapo people was in there at the time that me and R. Kelly was there, and there was an incident where El Chapo nephew uh had let somebody get up under him, and
Hmm.
that person wore a wire on El Chapo nephew, and you know, El Chapo nephew was only gonna get 5 years because they couldn't tie him into none of the murders or all the drugs that was being sold. They only had him for like money laundering, tax evasion, stuff like that. But whatever he told the guy who wore the wire on him caused him to get 25 years. And
Dang.
that was circulating around the building, and we was all shocked because on general population, everybody got to show their paperwork and prove that they not a rat or whatever. So you would think everybody was solid, but you know, the guy wore a wire on El Chapo nephew, and that's another reason why R. Kelly was like skeptical about opening up to people because it's like damn, people doing this in here, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So he was skeptical about me, but you know, I was on count with the GDs, and you know, and the feds, the GDs is a very glorious, honorable organization. So you know, I asked the guys to go talk to R. Kelly and just let him know I'm not that type of person. You know, let him know I'm a stand up guy and I really just want to help him and I really just want to write the book on his side of the story, which I eventually kind of did anyway. I just released a free ebook that I'm actually allowing you guys to distribute through your platform to your fan base, and of course, you know, this interview will introduce me to y'all fan base. So
Yes.
I want them all to know that that book is available to them for free on y'all platform. But it's not the book that I wanted to write because I wanted to get his side of the story off all the allegations that's being this that has been said about him on Surviving R. Kelly. I mean,
Right.
Surviving R. Kelly.
So let's talk about that. In one of your interviews, you know, you said that you asked R. Kelly, or he told you, either one, that it was $1.2 billion, that he found out that his catalog was worth $1.2 billion. And once he started trying to figure out how he can get, you know, the payments for that or whatever, that's when he said things kind of turned up on him, you know, as far as the allegations and things like that. Can you kind of break that down to the audience if you can?
Yeah, everybody I guess is aware of his beef with JayZ now, and I'm not saying that's what started it, but when the Forbes started listing JayZ as being worth 500 million or a billion or whatever he was listed at the time, that R. Kelly, got skeptical about his situation.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of alarmed him and woke him up, like wow, how is JayZ worth more than me? You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I wrote for Michael Jackson. I wrote uh, this song, that song, my own hits. Like how? You know what I mean? I know if Michael Jackson catalog is supposed to be worth 2 billion and JayZ supposed to be worth this, then why do I have to go on tour just to pay my bills and survive? Because that was his circumstances. He wasn't really as rich as people thought he was. I mean, of course, he should have been as rich as we thought he was, but he wasn't. He
Right.
he had to go on tour just to survive. So once he learned how much he should be worth, and then he looked more into it and realized that his catalog was really worth it. He just didn't understand like why he didn't have what he was worth. So he got to looking into it, and the government and the people behind the music industry, they very conniving. So, they put together, you know, some things that is still preventing him from getting, what he know he worth. And it's crazy, bro, because even like since I've been going on these platforms and going viral about everything that R. Kelly told me, I'm finding out all type. I know why he act how he act now, because like somebody, if you look up this guy named Debowski, he was framed. They called him an R. Kelly super fan, and he was basically doing what I'm doing, like speaking out about R. Kelly's situation. And then they framed him and said that I forgot exactly what it was, but it was outrageous. Like he supposed to have been threatening the witnesses or something that from Surviving R. Kelly,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's federal agents, bro, who I mean, like on me now. Like, of course, I already went federal for my drug case,
Right.
but now they looking into me about supporting R. Kelly, and a lot of them posing as R. Kelly supporters. So you will have people that call me or find me on social media and act like, what could we do to help? Could we send you money? And I have proof. If you look at some of these interviews, I'm turning down money during the interview, they saying, what's your cash app? And it's like, no, I don't, this is not what I'm in this for. I don't want your money.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them will get up under me and say, like, can we help you do this and that? And they really be federal agents. So it's like, I mean, I don't know why they own this man so much. I don't know if it's because his catalog worth 1.2 billion and they just want parts of that or want to take control of that or what. But I mean, dude is way bigger than people even imagine. Like they have these federal agents like planted everywhere to prevent people from supporting this man, and not just people coming out of nowhere saying that he locked them in basements and he fucked them when they was kids. But I mean, like even people like me who speaking up for him, it's like they trying to shut that down.
You know, we talked a lot on this platform over the years with the why. Why would they try to railroad R. Kelly? Why would they come after him? Obviously he has a huge catalog. We were just trying to figure it out. Obviously confused like everybody else. And then we also said for somebody to get a RICO charge by himself is unheard of. Why is there no one else caught up in this situation with him, whether he did it or not? Why is he the only one? Why is he the sole person behind bars for this? And then we talked about his circle. How did, if at all, how much did he talk about his circle and the lack of trust or the lack of loyalty that his circle had to him during this time and then after the fact, if he spoke to you about it?
Well, he did because like I kept pressing him about signing the agreement to allow me to write the book, even to the point where I don't think he the one spread the rumor in the institution, but it was a rumor circulating around the institution that I'm trying to have gang members extort him into signing the contract with me. But uh you know, he just he wanted me to know that like he would be he understood my idea and he want to support it. He want to allow me to do it, but it's just like he basically was like, man, Ronnie Bo, man, my own brothers, my wife, this person, they screwed me over.
Mm.
Who supposed to be my manager, my security guards, bodyguards, or whatever. Like everybody, like you know, and I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like give me time to think about it. And I couldn't do nothing but respect it.
Yeah.
For sure. Now let's talk about JayZ. Because I'm pretty sure, and I know I'm listening to past interviews that you asked him about how he felt about JayZ. It seemed like JayZ at the perfect time split from R. Kelly. You know, they had the best of both worlds. I think 1 and 2. It was like the hottest thing going. And next thing you know, JayZ was gone. What did R. Kelly discuss to you about JayZ that you could share with our audience?
Well, you know, R. Kelly was supposed to do Best of Both Worlds with Tupac initially.
Wow.
You know, and it was at a time where R. Kelly had hits like Me Against the World, Dear Mama. I mean, yeah, Tupac had those, and R. Kelly had
Right.
inspirational hits like I Believe I Can Fly. So it was a great idea, and they was both in a prime at the time. So that would have been probably the biggest collaboration album in history, and it probably still wouldn't be top to this day. But he was basically saying like even Big once Pac died or faked his death or whatever happened, you know, Puff came to him about the idea. Like Puff wanted Big to be able to capitalize on the opportunity to do Best of Both Worlds with R. Kelly.
Wow.
And you know, he met his untimely demise. And so JayZ was on the rise and trying to fill in the shoes of Big and even Pac. So JayZ felt like if he was able to do the Best of Both Worlds with R. Kelly, did it would put him where Big and Pac was at. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
that's what he was striving for most of his career until he felt like he had exceeded their success. So he talked about that, and then he just said how much conflict they was experiencing with each other, like even during the process of putting the album together, but especially on tour. You know, like they kept having petty disagreements, and he felt like JayZ, kept saying things along the lines that like, man, you not bigger than me, like you act like you bigger than me. And he felt like JayZ was kind of insecure because R. Kelly at the time was technically bigger than him.
Yeah.
And he felt like on one of the shows, one of the events when they was in Madison Square Garden. Prior to that event, he said like days before the event, he was getting death threats that he felt like was coming from JayZ. Like JayZ was trying to basically. It may sound outrageous, but he felt like JayZ wanted to get him killed for whatever reason. I don't know if it could have been some Illuminati sacrifice type shit. I don't know. He don't
Mm.
know. You know what I mean? But
Wow.
that's how he felt. And so when that event went bad, JayZ got top pepper sprayed him and shit. So he canceled the tour on his end, and JayZ had to basically carry it on his back. But after that he ended up suing JayZ for $70 million. So they was having conflict. And Dream Hampton is the executive producer of Surviving R. Kelly. That's her project, and that's JayZ ex-girlfriend, and he funded mostly all of her projects, if not all. So R. Kelly felt like JayZ, you know, not that it was his idea, but he felt like JayZ funded that and basically funded his downfall.
So you saying that R. Kelly was saying that Jay-Z funded the his downfall plus the documentary against R. Kelly, surviving R. Kelly.
Yeah, yeah, and
Wow.
you know, Jay a pretty powerful dude in that industry. You know what I mean? And I'm experiencing that now because I was supposed to uh be setting up an interview with the Breakfast Club, and they said that iHeart wouldn't allow me to do it because of the publicity that's surrounding my name. And you know, it may sound far fetched, but I know that JayZ has connections to where he could blacklist me. It's artists out here, bro. Like I don't know if y'all heard it. It's these artists in Indiana. The label is it's just money. The artist 007 and Lil Splash, but I mean they like my favorite artists. They hotter than a lot of these industry artists, and
Mhm.
that's who I listen to. But it's like it's a lot of artists out here that's like that, and producers that just can't. They might have the most talent in the world, but they just can't get through those doors because it's a system, just like the prison system. The music industry
Mhm.
is systematized. You know what I mean? And if you're not with the agenda, then they could blacklist you. And I feel like R. Kelly was eventually blacklisted. I feel like I'm blacklisted. I feel like there's many other artists who probably got way more talent than most of the artists we hear in the industry that's blacklisted, and it's because of people like I can't blame JayZ, but it's people like him that feel like, well, if you're not building your success based upon the foundation that I established, then we gonna make sure you don't become successful at all.
Right. Well, I heard you also. You can confirm it, deny it. Saying that R. Kelly was telling you when you were talking to him that people look down on him for being with Aaliyah, but also at the same time, you said that Jay-Z was with Foxy Brown. I don't know what age she was or not, but could you elaborate on that as well?
Well, yeah, I didn't even start that rumor, but that was
Okay.
the thing that R. Kelly pointed out to me is that like he basically was saying like just look at how hard they coming down on me with all the shit that go on in the industry, and look at how they never said nothing about how when JayZ was messing with Foxy Brown, she was 15. You know, everybody knew that, but nobody ever bashed him about it like they bashing me over Aaliyah. And he was basically saying he never even really messed with Aaliyah on the level that everybody think, he messed with her on. And it's crazy, bro. Like, being in the feds, you hear a lot of crazy stories, but it's not every day a person will run into somebody like R. Kelly in the feds. Somebody who, I mean, we can argue this, but who do y'all know who became bigger than R. Kelly in that industry? You know what I'm saying? You can name Michael Jackson. I mean, you could probably name Drake, but did they really become bigger than him? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, if anybody know what goes on in that industry, it would be R. Kelly. You know what I mean? And people who reach that plateau.
Let's talk about the industry, because obviously there's a lot to be said about it, a lot of good, a lot of bad. What did he share with you about how the industry maybe played a part in his demise, in him being behind bars, as long as he is talked about being behind bars?
Well, if you look into my history, I've been the type of person who was like skeptical about conspiracy theory type shit.
Mm-hmm.
In my book, The Holy Trap Scriptures, it get real deep into that. So my mind was already there when I met R. Kelly. So I wanted to know, like because the shit that we hear, it be so outrageous. It be like,
Right.
man, hell.
Right.
But being there with R. Kelly, like I said, if anybody know, it would be him. So of course I had to ask him that, because I'm thinking about my future book so I can confirm, like, yeah, Buddy said it really go down like that. And bro, like, on a lot of these platforms, they've been holding me back from really going in and exposing what I really want to expose. Like, they say you can't talk about this or do this. And before I got here with y'all gave me the green light. So I'm gonna go in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But bro, he basically confirmed did it go on. Like, even himself, he didn't know what he was getting himself into. But if you look at his I Wish video, he had a message in there. It's a skit in between the song where he on the building speaking to his mama, and he's saying, I want out, man, but it's hard.
Mm.
And she said, what profits a man to gain the whole world but lose his own soul? So, so what do y'all think he was talking about? That's what he was talking about. He wanted out. He didn't know what he got himself into, and the man wanted out. And he felt like, damn, I sold my soul, but I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But now that I know I did this, I love God. You know what I'm saying? How can I get myself out of this? And so he really wasn't with that, like somebody like JayZ and Diddy, like they with that. You know what I mean? And they, man, I mean, y'all hear about what's going on.
Yeah.
It's still going on, bro. Like just think about DC Young Fly. You know,
Yeah.
his girlfriend, baby mama, wife, or whatever she was to him. Like, I guarantee you, bro, this man finna become a major star. You know, he started basically doing stuff like this. Basically, now he finna become as big as a Kevin Hart or Eddie Murphy. You know, and that's how it go. And R. Kelly confirmed that, bro. Like, people really do some ignoble things. Like he said, Quincy Jones came on to him in a sexual way and wanted him to do some sexual thing. And
Wow.
he said before Quincy Jones did that, he said Pac told him, like, man, this go on in the industry. I don't know if they came at you yet, but if they ain't, man, I'm letting you know it really go down. Like, be careful, watch out. You know what I mean?
Did he tell you how he sold his soul? Did he let you know how that happened with him?
No, he didn't. I mean, I could speculate, but no, he never really said exactly what he had to do. But it's crazy because I think his mama passed like on his ride. So I don't want to put that on him though, because
Right,
that's
right, right.
know what I'm saying? Like that's my I got love for R. Kelly. You know, he a good dude. So I don't wanna put that on him, but it did cross my mind. But no, he never said what he had to do, but he did say that he was approached by Quincy Jones was one of the people who approached him to do some I mean, I don't want to do too much cussing on y'all platform, man, but just
Had him doing some weird shit though.
yes, yeah, some weird shit basically, bro.
Right. I heard you talking also about R. Kelly. You were saying that, and you kind of talked about it briefly when you were just talking, that he pretty much really didn't want to be that over sexualized guy. Like he was kind of moving more so to like, you know, the I wish type songs, the I believe I can fly. He wanted to be that type of artist. And he said the industry pretty much forced him to be this over sexualized type of dude. Can you talk about that as well?
Yeah, that's what the industry based on, bro. Sex, drugs, and murder. You know what I mean? So in R&B, of course, R&B, you know, they done tried to put out a few violent R&B songs, but they really they really just want you to be like very like over sexual. You know, sex sells,
Yeah.
and it's understandable. But what he was explaining was that how they was trying to make him normalize like pedophile, you know, pedophile type
Whoa.
activity. You know what I mean?
Dang.
Like
Dang.
he wrote age ain't nothing but a number for Ali for Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? And like his song Bump and Grind, you know, he's saying I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grinding. And one of the lyrics he said, show me some ID. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how old y'all is, but bro, when you run into a female and you know she about your age, you're not gonna ask her to show you no ID.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if
Right.
we run into a female and she look like, damn, she probably could be 19 to 20, but I don't know. Then again, she might be 16, 17. So
Yeah.
hold on, show me some ID. You know what I mean? So that's what he that's basically what he was expressing in his song. Like, and they wanted him to basically normalize that type of shit. And not just him, but if you listen to other R&B songs, even movies. You know, you remember the scene when DMX had the 16-year-old girl in the car and he told her to give him some head. You know, she was a known 16-year-old in this movie.
Oh,
So
and Belly? Is it Belly?
yeah,
That
yeah,
Belly? Yeah.
yeah. So
Dang.
you know that's what they was on, and being that he was so influential, they put him out there as the leader for this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you know they good at what they do, bro. We gotta understand that these people is advanced psychologists, they sorcerers. So you know, like we don't even some of us don't even plan out our day. These people plan out they whole life, and then they plan out their children life and their grandchildren life. You know what I'm saying? How they gonna keep the power? Like this the type of people we dealing with. So you know they always try to be 10 steps ahead of us. So they already had him basically set up to where we got you saying this in your music now. So you keep acting like you don't want to get down with this agenda. You know we already got some cooked up for you.
Right. Let's talk about Aaliyah. I know you asked him about Aaliyah. I guess at first he was apprehensive to kind of talk about it. But you know, I guess at a point in time he opened up about Aaliyah. So what did he tell you about his relationship with Aaliyah and even maybe probably even her death?
Basically they was more so like friends. Like I got young lady friends, like
Hmm.
not underage, but I got
Right.
friends who probably like 19, 20, and
Hmm.
they look up to me like bro. Some of them want to be strippers. You know what I'm saying? They know I'm a club promoter. They want to see if I get them in this club. They know I
Right.
have credit business. They want me to help them get their credit fixed so they can get a car. So I
Hmm.
understood that, but he basically said his relationship with Aaliyah was like that, more so on like a mentor, like this how you write songs, you know what I'm saying? These the type of hits that they want us to put out. And even Aaliyah never said that they was on a sexual level. But he was saying that the whole marriage thing was a publicity stunt, not of his own, but a publicity stunt Aaliyah manager, Barry Hankerson, and it was to basically make put Aaliyah on his level as a star in the game, and of course that's understandable. It was a good publicity stunt. It's just like if I like I said in a past interview, if I was to marry Ice Spice or somebody like that right now, like everybody don't know who Ronnie Bo is right now, but if I marry her, then instantly everybody talking about Ronnie Bo. You know what I'm saying? So now my streams go up, my book sales go up. You know what I mean? And that's what Barry Hankerson, which is Aaliyah's uncle, that's what he was trying to do for Aaliyah by putting a publicity stunt out there that she married R. Kelly.
Did he talk about her death? Because it's a lot of conspiracy, as they say, surrounding Aaliyah's death. Did he kind of get into that at all? Did he touch on that?
Well, yeah, he felt like Barry Hankerson, the same dude who put the publicity stunt out there, was behind that because he supposed to have a life insurance policy on her, and he did receive $90 million after her death. So you know he basically felt like Barry Hankerson was behind that, and from what I'm hearing, Barry Hankerson did set up the flight, and I was told that Aaliyah really didn't even like to get on flights. She was afraid to get on flights, and she didn't want to get on that particular flight. But they arranged it, made it happen, and she died. And Barry Hankerson, her uncle, and her manager, who owned Blackground Music, he had Timberland them under him. He collected $90 million off of her death.
Oh. Deep, very deep. Now about a month ago, it was a journalist, Vlad TV. He came out on Matt Hoffa's podcast as well as his own, and talked about this unreleased interview with one R. Kelly and why he wouldn't release it. Did R. Kelly speak to you about that said interview? Is it true that he has an interview? And if so, why did R. Kelly believe it's not out?
Well, I was my people was trying to set up an interview with me and Vlad prior to that, and Vlad was aware of my interviews on these other platforms. So instead of him reaching out to me directly, he decided to go reach out to R. Kelly directly to see was the stuff that I have been speaking on these platforms was true. And in his interview with R. Kelly confirmed, like, yeah, I told him this about JayZ. Yeah, I think JayZ funded surviving R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't want to put it out. You know what I mean? And we all know what type of person Vlad is. He wanted the Jews. He a puppet, but I mean, his job is to keep blacks in conflict. Keep rap beef going on. T.I. was there for Boosie when Boosie was going through what he was going through, and Vlad, the type of person, he didn't like to see that type of bond between two black men. So, Boosie, I mean, he dishonorable to me for what he did. Like, I don't know T.I. situation, never seen no paperwork on him. Right. And then the feds, the rule is amongst real gangsters, because I come from the feds, where the real ones at, you know what I mean? So we don't go off hearsay. You know what I'm saying? If you say somebody telling, you can't just say that, or you will get fucked up if you can't prove it. You know what I'm saying? You got to show paperwork. So I don't know T.I. situation, but I know Vlad is not for black people. And just like he created that conflict between Boosie and T.I., his agenda was to create some conflict between R. Kelly and somebody, but when he found out that somebody was JayZ, I think Vlad wanted to create conflict between me and R. Kelly, to be honest, because he basically tried to get R. Kelly to say that the stuff that I was saying wasn't true. You know what I mean? But when he said, yeah, I believe this about JayZ, he didn't want to put it out there. And Vlad claimed that he don't like JayZ, but okay, why you didn't put it out there then? And the reason why is because he know JayZ got power, you know what I'm saying? And he got plugs with the people this over Vlad, and he could basically shut down Vlad's career. You know, and they mentioned me on the on Vlad interview with Mal Hoffa, the guy Champ is their co-host, and I do business with Champ. I have a article in his magazine, and while Vlad was speaking, Champ got in and said, "Well, he knew what Vlad was talking about. You know, they rehearse stuff before they go on there, but he told Vlad, yeah, well, this guy who advertised with us, you know, he just got out the feds and." You know, he going on all these platforms talking about R. Kelly, and he mentioned R. Kelly in the article with us, and he was talking about me. He just didn't want to say Ronnie Bo name. You know what I mean? But I mean they
Mm.
know what's going on, and even Mav Hoffa, he knew who Vlad was talking about, but it's like some of them they afraid of JayZ, and it's because JayZ got the power to end careers like he did Cameron, R. Kelly, Damon Dash. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Dame Dash, um, did R. Kelly say anything about Dame Dash? He speak anything about Dame Dash? Because he was with Aaliyah at a point in time that we never kind of really got to hear about R. Kelly and Dame Dash dynamic. Not from Dame Dash, at least.
He didn't speak much about Dame.
Okay.
He was basically saying Dame was sucker though for
Mm.
not liking him because of Aaliyah, and that's typical, you
Right.
know. And if I find out, you know what I'm saying, y'all you know had sexual dealings with the girl that I love right now, you know what I'm saying, I probably wouldn't want to even do another interview with y'all.
Right.
Not that I'm that type of person, but that's just for example. Like I don't know why most men like that, but that's
Yeah.
that's how Dame was against R. Kelly, basically.
So looking at it all in this totality, I think the last time we actually heard from R. Kelly was the Gayle King interview,
Yeah.
and that was a shit show. We came on here and we was like, damn, we wish R. Kelly didn't do that the way he did it because it just didn't make him look good. But it seemed like the media side, I mean, they struck gold. They got exactly what they wanted. Did he ever talk to you about that interview and how the media overall, the mainstream media, kind of painted him out to be guilty before anything was ever proven?
I mean, we didn't discuss much about the Gayle King interview. I did see that, before meeting R. Kelly. I just was kind of a little tentative about addressing it because a lot of people in there was making fun about R. Kelly from that interview.
Okay,
But,
gotcha.
but he did point out how they basically painted the picture, to the general public that he was guilty before they even brought charges upon him. And it's crazy because I was just arguing with a lady friend last night about R. Kelly because she get the texting me saying she read my book that I just put out about R. Kelly, and saying like, so you really believe he 100% innocent? And then she just get this, saying shit to piss me off. Like she don't even know this man, and I'm telling her like you can't believe everything you put in the media because, like Malcolm X said, the government can make the innocent look guilty and make the guilty look innocent.
Right.
The media, and I'm trying to explain that to her, but she like, no, that man's sick, and he a pedophile and this and that, and I've been getting a lot of that lately since I've been speaking out about R. Kelly, but yeah, I mean, he know what's going on with him. He know why they doing this, and he definitely acknowledged how they basically painted this picture of him, before he was even charged, let alone convicted. And it's crazy because like, what's the chances of the 12 jurors not seeing surviving R. Kelly before, they come with the verdict? You know what I mean?
Slim to none. They saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually they'll put like a gag order in for stuff like that in other cases.
Yeah.
But you can't, they couldn't be released until after or something. But talk about the book you wrote. It's like 200 something pages for what I've seen. Talk about the book that you wrote, man. The
Well,
most recent one.
in the book, I mean, it's kind of short, but it's bonus chapters in there, which extends it to 200 some pages. And
Right.
one of the bonuses in there is a world court petition. This is something that Malcolm X was trying to do before they assassinated him, and I had did it and during Black History Month this year, but I filed a lawsuit against the United States government as a whole,
Mm.
against them, against the Federal Bureau of Prisons, against the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration or whatever. And like with R. Kelly case, my thing is that I say this in most interviews, and I want it to be clear. My thing is that my whole campaign and agenda is not all about R. Kelly. My movement is about freeing Black inmates. You know what I mean? Because I've been there so much, and I've been framed in cases. I was framed as a member of a drug trafficking organization that I didn't even know exists. So I put that in there as a bonus because when people read that, it will really enlighten them about what the government is doing to us and how they still owe all of us reparations. And I break everything down in that petition. So I think that's one of the most significant parts of the book. Uh, Other than that, I basically explain like how like growing up in the hood as a young man, bro. Like I never wanted to be like the hood boss or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But it was certain people that was getting locked up, like the OGs who I looked up to, and it all fell down on me to where it's like I had to take a stand and become that. You know what I'm saying? I had to be the one to supply people with guns and drugs and say this person can't come through here. And it's like our society and our generation now, it's like I don't want to be with the FBI director called the Black Messiah.
Right.
They put a directive in there to basically say neutralize, basically kill or incarcerate or assassinate any of us who could be presented to the rest of us as a Black Messiah. I don't want to be that, but I haven't seen a Malcolm X since Malcolm X. I haven't seen a Dr. King since Dr. King.
Facts.
Seen a Tupac since Tupac. So I'm kind of feeling like I'm forced to be this now. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's not many of us trying to stand up who willing to, like, I just got shot. It's crazy because all these conspiracy theories and R. Kelly supporters think I got shot because uh JayZ put a hit out on my head or the Illuminati or some shit. And it could be because my street beef is not really that serious, you know what I mean? And we know how street beef go, you know what I mean? Like if it was somebody in the streets, you wouldn't have just heard one shot and not knew where it came from. Somebody would have jumped out the car or went by in the car and kept shooting and chased you, walked you down or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I'm willing to take another bullet or I'm willing to risk my freedom because it's just like bro, I don't want, like I said, as a youth, I had dreams to be a star. And I don't think most of the young Black men and women today know that once you get to a certain level in that industry, they gonna come at you with selling your soul or sacrificing somebody who you really love. I don't want them to have to go through that. I don't feel like we should have to go through that to become stars and to eat off our music or whatever we want to do in life. So, the book is titled Method to the Free R. Kelly Madness. And that's the method to all this madness. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the method behind everything I'm doing. I'm not just some super R. Kelly fan who just want to prove that he didn't do this. You know what I mean? That's not my agenda. My agenda is the method behind my madness is way deeper than that. And that's what the book explains. And I appreciate y'all, allowing me to give this book out free, on y'all
Sure.
platform.
For sure. Also, real quick before we get out of here, you did a song too called "Free R. Kelly." Talk about that as well, and people can go check that out too.
Man, it's not a typical hip hop song.
Hmm.
Hip hop now put out a press release. Music Week put out a press release about it. They saying that it's the most controversial song in hip hop history. This is
Right.
not saying that. That's them saying that.
Right.
I think if anybody go listen to it, the song is called "Free R. Kelly" by Ronnie Bo. It's on Apple Music, YouTube. If anybody listen to it, they'll see why. And it's like Gunna just came out with a song called "Bread and Butter."
Hmm.
And trust me, God is my witness on my dead brother. I ain't never snitched on nobody, never will, don't condone it. And I'm not condoning what he did, but he made some significant points in that song. And
Mm.
it's like this is what hip hop's supposed to be about. That meaningful hip hop music. Like if you listen to it, you know, we just now finding out that QCP is allegedly a rat. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
these people in Atlanta been knew that. And then in Gunna's song, the
Yeah.
bread and butter, he basically exposing that. Like he telling Lil Baby, you been knew you was in business with a rat. You know,
Yeah. You're right.
and I
Damn.
mean, for those like I don't
Ooh.
have no ties with Gunna. For people who haven't heard it, I think they should listen to that. But I also think that they should listen to "Free R. Kelly" by Ronnie Bo because
Yeah.
it's just as meaningful. And I appreciate y'all for bringing that up and allowing me to come on this platform and reveal some of these things to the public. I think this will be very helpful for our youth. Preparing them for what they may have to go through in life in general, and especially if they have aspirations to become stars in that music industry. And the book, the Method to Free R. Kelly Madness book, it it lays out very well thought out plans of how we can still, make it in this game without going through the industry. Just like now, I'm on Hip Hop News Uncensored. You know, this is a major platform for me. And I explained this on other platforms that just how y'all got this established, we can systematize things for underground artists to where it's like, okay, we gonna blacklist the ones that sell they soul. You know what I mean? And we gonna leave these platforms for those who want to be stand-up guys and do this the right way. So I salute y'all, I congratulate y'all, and anything that I could do to help make this platform bigger, just know I'm here, and whatever I could do, if it's within the means of my principles and values, I'm gonna do it.
Yes, sir.
Man, we appreciate you, Ronnie Bo, and Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, not for just the information that you're providing for R. Kelly, because obviously he's a megastar and we like to hear a different side, and you're providing that, but for being and going through what you've gone through and out here now spreading a positive message and a powerful message to the youth, given where you've came from, is definitely very important. We need more of it. We need more conversations like that. So to talk about your initiative, to talk about your agenda with not only your books, but everything you got going on is applauded and appreciated, bro. Before we get up out of here, let the people know where they can find all your information, where they can find your book, where they can research you more. Get the people the information that they need to find you, bro. We appreciate you.
Well, the two books that already been out is called The Holy Trap Scriptures. That's a black empowerment book. That one is available everywhere books are sold, including Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Then I have a women's empowerment book called Value of the Vagina. Uh, the new book, Method to the Free R. Kelly Madness. That one will be available exclusively through y'all website, hiphopon.com. It is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get that ready for you. Yep.
Yeah, that for now on, that's the only place that they can find that book at. And as far as social media, I mean, anybody can look me up under the name Ronnie Bo. I mean, it's spelled out on the screen, so I guess I don't have to spell it. And I think that's I think that just about sum it up.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely appreciate you once again, and we'll definitely have that available. You can look in the description box to get all his projects, his books, his single, and everything. And Ronnie Bo, man, great interview here on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. It's been a pleasure, brother. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Man, much love and respect. Thank y'all.